Hi everybody, Stefan here from EDC Austria. The holidays are over, at least for most of us, and today we are talking about the Hogue EX01. This knife was provided to me by the European Knife Pass-Around Group, headed by Knife Collector 031. Thanks a lot, Hank. But I'm in no financial relation to the Pass-Around Group or Hogue Industries, and as always, all my opinions are my own. Just a short information: Hogue is a weapons accessories manufacturer that was created in the 60s by a man named Guy Hogue, 1968, and they mostly do gun grips and gun stock. They have overmolded technology for automatic rifles like the AR-15, M16, M4, AK-47, 74 and so on. They do some laser sighting, stuff like that. In 2011 they decided they will make knives too, and opposed to other gun makers like Smith & Wesson or Walther or so, they didn't just sell off their name to a cheap Chinese manufacturer. They actually built a factory in the United States and made their own knives, which were all designed by Alan Elishevitz, which is quite apparent when you look at this knife. They are very interestingly made. They have a button lock, although not the strongest one, because you can open it without, so the detent isn't too strong, you can open it without pressing the button. Here you have a safety though, so you can't disable the button lock, but even with the safety disabled, it is a very, very strong lock. It's just a bit too easy to get it open without actually pressing anything, so you might want to be careful if you carry this in your pants. As for the knife itself, it has an aluminum frame. The blade length is about 4 inches, which is 10.16 centimeters, and the total length is 8.875 inches, which is 22.54 centimeters, and the closed length, if you have to know, is 4.875 inches, and I don't know the exact measurements of inches because I can't, of centimeters, because I can't calculate this in my head. They are knives built for hard use, as you may be seen in EDC Holland's video where he did baton with an EX-02. They use CM154, which is a proven metal which has been used by Benchmade a lot, although theirs, Hogue's is supposedly cryogenically treated. I don't know exactly what it means because it doesn't say it anywhere. But so, except for the heat treatment, it seems it also gets a cold treatment, which supposedly makes it more resistible to wear. But if you look at this knife, there's really nothing unnecessary. Here you have the one mold for your finger. You have some chimping, but a very large one, and actually it doesn't give you a lot of traction. But yeah, with gloves maybe. Here you see it is closed up there. It almost looks like an integral, but if you look at it up close, you'll see it's not. And here Usually I do frame locks, but here I don't know what to exactly show you. The pocket clip is not reversible, but it is an ultra sturdy knife, so I myself have considered buying one just to have a real hard use knife, because they can take a lot. They have a thick blade stock, which we'll measure in a second. The blade design is very, very nice. You have this nice wedge up here. Here you can read the name of the designer. And on the other side, it just says Hogue. And here it says USA. Sorry for the messy knife. I just used it for the cut test, which you'll see in a bit. I will clean it in a second. Here you have the push button for open and closing. And here is the safety, which you can now engage. And now you can press the button as much as you want and the knife won't move anymore. As far as I know, they currently also have some fixed blades and even some sort of an axe, but mostly their business is pistol grips and gun stocks. That's also why they make such an excellent grip for this knife, because that's what they mainly do. The metal part of the knife was new to them, but they just built a big facility to do that. Let's weigh it. Since this knife isn't made for looks, it's made for usage. And it's not even that heavy, 147 grams, which are 5.19 ounces. And let's check the blade stock. Yeah, 3.98, so 4 millimeters is the blade stock. And you can use them a lot like benchmates, only that you have a button instead of an axis lock. Also, I tried it out. You can open a benchmate just by flicking it like this too, if you really try. So all the knives with this kind of lock have this. It is not necessarily a flaw, because you can't do this kind of G-force inside your pocket. So I don't think it's a problem. I don't know also how old this knife is. It looks a bit beat up. I got this, of course, via the pass around, which I already mentioned. But it really is a great knife, very sturdy. And they have 3.5 inches and 4 inches of length with their knives mainly. Also, they do have drop point blades, such as this, and they do have tanto blades. So if you're into more of a self-defense kind of usage, then you might want to get the tanto blade. Excuse me. Okay, let's do some size comparisons. So here we have the Hogue. Here we have the Benchmade 550-1, which you can see the blade is quite a bit smaller, it's even more smaller than I thought. Here we have our old friend, the Sebenza, which is also a bit smaller, I mean shorter than the Hogue, both on the blade side and on the handle side. And finally, let's use the new Gansu 7531. There's a review up on this, by the way. I'll link it in the upside. And you can see both the handle and the knife are shorter. And luckily these knives are pretty cheap for US made knives. They are only like $170, so for a US made knife you don't have to spend a lot to get really good quality. Maybe this wasn't such a disapparent in this review, but sadly I don't know that much about Hogue. I only know that they are a weapons manufacturer, although mostly accessories for weapons, and since 2011 they make knives. And from what I know from the knife community, they are very well respected knives. They are great knives for actual users and not for collection pieces. So if you like going to war, this would be the knife to have, and not some Chinese ball bearing knife, which I personally rather carry with me. But I'm pretty sure I'm gonna buy one of those myself. Thanks for costing me even more money. So if you want a really hard use knife that's made in the United States and that's not too expensive, I would totally get one of those. Okay, so if you like this video, please give it a like, and if you want to see more upcoming reviews, please subscribe. Now we'll go to the usual cutting footage. So, and here we are once again with the paper cut test, and even though this knife has been around the block a few times, I don't know exactly how old it is, but it still cuts paper very well. Unless, I think there's one small point on the knife where it kind of gets stuck a bit. But you can see even the smallest pieces of paper can be cut quite nicely with this one. Just with the final cut I had a little problem. Yeah, here I think. Yeah. No? Yeah, now I have a problem. And now you'll see me cutting some cardboard, and here the cuts actually weren't as clean as I was hoping they would be, as they are with most other knives. Because usually if you cut along the lines of the cardboard, which you can see here clearly I do, they still come out a bit rippled sort of. Well, anyway, I hope you liked this video. Oh, and sorry for the end titles, I didn't have time really yet to play with the new title animator. I will do that in the next couple of days. As you can see, that's quite weak what I did here. Bye bye.